All right, this match, last, but certainly not least, match review comes to us from Blue. Go on BlueNSpotted. 525 hours in the game. About halfway there to being a very, very seasoned and good gamer, Dead by Daylight. Currently playing Artist. Playing Artist, which is top 5 character in the game, but a very hard character to get the hang of. So I would keep that in mind. Currently, it looks like you're starting on... Looks like, is it either Chapel or Ward? It's Ward. It's Ward. So you're on Disturbed Ward, which either of these maps, very, very aggressively survivor-sided map, so that's obviously working against you. Thank goodness you're a top 5 character. So you at least have that going for you. Oblivious while swarmed. Okay, that's not good. And what's this other one? Exhausted while swarmed? Okay, all right. So these add-ons are not good picks. So both these add-ons apply some sort of status effect while you're swarmed, which honestly, realistically, survivors are not swarmed for very long. They're swarmed for a short period before you hit them, or they're swarmed to a short period where they either repel the birds or they hop in a locker and get rid of them. So applying status effects like exhausted and oblivious to them while they're have the birds, realistically, these are very bad add-ons because the time spent under that status effect is not very much. Things I will recommend instead. Thick Tar increases the time required to repel birds, so that's good for you. It will get you more hits that you wouldn't have gotten before. You could do Festering Carrion, which reduces the cooldown of time of the power by 0.5 seconds, which is really, really good. And the last one, which is probably her best add-on, is Severed Hands. So anytime a survivor comes within 3 meters of another survivor, it actually spreads the birds to another person. So that's really good. So any of those three will probably be better add-on picks here. These add-ons, I would just avoid these. Just like, comparable to like Pig with like, hey, these guys have status effect add-ons while the hat's on. It's kind of similar to like that on Online, which is not very good for her either. So I would avoid these. Your build is fairly strong, I'm looking at. You have 3 slowdown, so any 3 slowdown build is pretty strong. You have Pain Res Jolt, which is a very, very powerful combination. The only thing I see with like Jolt kind of being potentially an issue is that a lot of the time with her, you're going to be downing with your birds and not your M1, so you get a little less mileage than the average killer. Just keep that in mind. Colorblind kind of has a little bit of anti-synergy with the 2 other perks, Jolt and Pain Res, because Colorblind requires you to kick a gen, whereas like, obviously if they've already been affected by Jolt or Pain Res, you're not going to be able to have access to kick the gen until somebody taps it. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying it's a bad pick, but keep in mind that you may be like unintentionally like blocking potential value out of your own build here. Agitation's a good pick because it helps you get guaranteed value out of your Pain Res. Honestly, what I would do here, if I would switch something in this build, I would switch Call of Brine to like Barbecue or Surveillance, so you actually have an info perk. Or something like Corrupt. If you want to run 3 slowdown in here and you want something that actually, plays nice with these other perks, do Corrupt. That way you can slow down the beginning of the game a little bit. You're using the Jabberwocky skin, so you have that really cool sound effects. So you get somebody right away, which is good. Very, very good early start to the game. No lethal required. Wait, why did you almost go back up into the main building? Why'd you almost go back into the main building when you saw them get hit by the birds at this tile? Yeah, that was weird. I think there you could have hit him. Let me see where you place this bird. I'm pretty sure you could have hit him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have hit this guy with that bird you placed. You didn't have to send it early and just torment him through the window. Yeah, you should have waited for him to vault. If you had actually just been patient and waited for him to vault here, that's an injury and not like a torment. Yeah, you should have waited. Because the reason that torments him there is because he's technically through a wall while he's, like, because he's going through the window. So he's technically, like, in the middle of this, so... The bird detects itself going through this wall partially, like through the window to get to him. So it counts it as not a direct hit, which is what you need for the birds to do damage. And obviously the short range increment. But because you were impatient and you didn't wait, it counts the wall And it goes, okay, well, it's a torment. Whereas if you just, like, let him come through the window and land, you would hit him. So be a little bit more patient with that. Hey, Destaroos. Been a little bit, friend. Hopefully you've been well. Good to see you. Yes, we are doing a match review for artists. So what you want to do, if you're going to want to, like, if you have somebody tormented and you're trying to hit them, I would not place one bird here, like you did where you put one bird. I would place multiple birds, like in a line here, and aim them at possible directions he could be going, whether that be in a straight line, like you think, because like he's going through the L wall here, so basically his only option is either left or right here. So put your birds in a line that cover this area of all the options of where you could go and just send them. Putting just one bird means that what the Carlos is going to do is what he ends up doing, where he just looks behind him and goes, oh, okay, there's a bird there. I'm going to go somewhere else. So you want to kind of like put your birds, like not spam your birds, but put a bunch of birds on a line that covers multiple areas. That way, like, he doesn't have an option. And for some reason, he's not getting rid of his, I must say, he's not getting rid of his birds for some reason. That's not going to hit that. Yeah, your birds are affected by elevation, so if you're trying to check that gen with that bird, you should not have gone up on Pride Rock to do that. Never run an L-wall T-wall this way. Never run an L-wall T-wall this way. Always do it counterclockwise, that way they have to play the T-wall. Don't let them have the free vault at the T-wall. Random question, was the best artist add-on? Severed Hands. The yellow add-on, I always forget the name of. It's power cooldown. It's like Bile or something, and then the Tar add-on, which is brown. What's this called? Festering Carrion, that's what it's called. Those are good ones. Yeah, your birds need work. That's kind of why you're in a bad situation here. Like, a lot of these bird hits should be either hits or torments, and you're not even... You need to figure out... You need to torment, and then try to, you know, kind of, like, put multiple birds up on a line to cover where they could possibly be going, and just kind of, like, shotgun them. I can't believe she let you hit that. I'm not going to comment on the dry kick because you have Colubrine, so it's different. I don't know why you sent those. You need to start putting your birds as ways to cut off people in loops. That's also something I'm not seeing you do. So, like, for example, this is Shack, right? So you could put a bird facing the door here that's right behind you, and then start chasing her up around the side of the shack. And she has a choice now, because if you're here at this corner and the bird's at the doorway, she has no options. Either she runs into you, she gets M1, or she has to take her chances and hope you miss and miscalculate your timing with the door bird. You need to start doing setups like that cut off the survivors, because you're not doing that either. You're just trying to go for like bird hits, but you're also not hitting those either. There you go. There you go. No. Okay, you're just going to try to do the shotgun thing. Nope, never mind. I thought you almost had it there. Yeah, you're like specifically going for torment and then hit. And that is something that she does do, but you're also not using... It's like you're not utilizing half her kit. She is anti-loop in more ways than just... Oh, buckle up. That's not your fault. Buckle up's just busted right now. That's really unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. You're leaving 2 injured survivors to go chase a fresh survivor. That is not good. You have 2 injured survivors that are an easy down, and you're going to start a full fresh chase with somebody else when you have 0 hooks. That is not bright. That is not bright. You should have went after the 2 people that were already injured. It didn't matter which one. And you're also being really indecisive. Really indecisive. You're not committing to chases, you're not committing to checking gens, you're just kind of like throwing birds and raging. Yeah. You're literally not utilizing half your kit. you could have won this. What you could do is put a bird here at this side of the pallet and then run around the other side. And then, once again, she's in a 50-50, right? Like, she has to take her chances with the bird and hope you miss, or she runs back and you get M1. You haven't done this once. You're literally not utilizing half of this killer's power, which makes her so strong. Yeah, you're literally... Okay, put it... You're... Do you even know... Do you know that you can do that? I don't know if that's a disrespectful question. And obviously, I think you... You were here earlier in chat, but I think you went to bed, you mentioned. Do you know that you can do that? Do you know that the birds damage up close? Is that something you're aware of? Because it seems like the way you're playing, you don't know that they can do that. Because you're putting the birds through walls, which makes them non-lethal no matter what. Until, like, that other person is tormented that you're aiming at. Like, it feels like, almost like you don't know that that's a possibility, because you're not even attempting to set it up. So if you don't know that, that's a big problem. And you should start doing that. Because right now, I haven't seen you attempt it once, and that was a really easy time to attempt that. And you just didn't. So it's making me think you don't even know to do that. And honestly, if you do know to do that, and you're just not doing it, like... That's just not smart. You shouldn't do that. Hey, you got her. Good job. It's just 2 gens and no hooks. It's totally fine. What could go wrong? There's no reason you should be 3 gens, or you should be 3 gens gone, and you're at 2 gens with 3 slowdown. There should be no situation where you have 1 hook to your name at 2 gens with 3 slowdown. No reason. That should not be a situation you should ever be in. Wait, she has to be tunneled? She has to be tunneled. Interesting that she didn't go upstairs to mess with elevation. Yeah, but she got her birds off. That's why the brown tar island's really good, because you get an extra half second there. Could have been the difference between a hit and a miss. Or not a miss, but, you know, could have actually got you that hit there. So that's really unfortunate. You're not even on console, which would cause that. Yeah, I haven't seen you use the damaging birds once. Do you know they do that? Do you know that they damage when they're like... The birds aren't just to be used through walls. The birds, when they're placed and they're unobscured by any sort of obstacle, they do damage. I think it's for like 6 to 8 meters. What is that actual number? 8 meters, yeah, I was right. Yeah, it's 8 meters. For the first 8 meters and it's unobscured by an object, it damages them. It doesn't seem like you know that, because there's plenty of situations where you could have gotten an easy hit, but you decide to put it through a wall instead for literally no reason. If you don't know this, and this is the first time you're hearing this, like, welcome to the club. Now this is going to be much more fun for you. But if you know this and you're not going for it, like, I'm deeply concerned. Yeah. Another thing that makes the oblivious status effect so dumb as something on this is usually when you're tormenting people with the birds, you're in chase, so they're gonna know you're there anyway. I don't know why you swung at that. Why, I just don't get that. And... Hey! That was a cheeky little hit. There you go. There you go. There you. Rawr. Nod for booty slap. I like that name. There you go. I haven't seen you nod once. Unfortunate. See, in that situation, don't do that with one bird. Do exactly what you did, but put all 3 of them out and cover a wider area. Do what you just did, where you torment her from afar, and then just slam 3 of those bad boys out in like a row, and then send it. That way you cover more space. That way you increase your chances of hitting. This match is very long, and I don't know how, because we're already at 2 gens and there's only 1 hook. And this match continues for like another 7 minutes, and I'm very curious what happens. What do they do to put themselves in this situation? Yeah, you can't do that because of the elevation. The birds don't do that. You need to stop doing this. You need to quit. Stop. This is bad. This is bad. It is a good habit to check gens with our birds, but you are just literally breaking off chase to check gens with our birds. There is no greater slowdown than quick and efficient chases. If you're trying to just constantly spam birds at these gens to slow them down and stop them, you know, make them afraid of doing them, there is no greater slowdown than quick and efficient chases. So the fact that you're literally breaking off chases to pressure the gens, quote unquote, is counterintuitive, completely counterintuitive. Especially when all of your perks, or half of your perks, not all of them, that's an exaggeration. Half of your perks are based on, half of your slowdowns are based on getting downs. You still have 3 stacks of pain res at 2 gens. You still have jolt, and you're not going for downs and survivors. This is your only slowdown. I would recommend to you right away, I would put on Deadlock and Corrupt instead of these. Because until you learn to get better at your birds, every match of Artis is going to be suffering for you. So you need to buy time to actually start learning this power, because you got a long way to go with it. But if all your slowdown perks are based on downs, you're obviously not getting downs until you're good with your power. So you need to put on slowdown that go off in the background without requiring any sort of input from you. So I would run those instead. I like that you made your own blurb. I like that you made your own blurb. That was sweet. There you go. Put multiple. Put multiple. Do that more. Oh, literally, if you had Tar there, you may have gotten that. Because she would have been tormented for half a second later, and you send that slightly earlier, you could have gotten that. Do that more. That was close. That was the closest I've seen you get to, like, an actual bird hit. You've only gotten 1 bird hit this match. Do you realize that? I don't mean that to be demeaning to you. You like, for all these snipes that you're going for, you've hit 1. You've hit 1 use of your power in 4 gens. 4. You got to get down that shotgunning thing that I told you about by putting multiple to cover a multiple area, putting multiple down to cover a wider area, and you got to start using the birds up close to either hit people or force them into lose-lose situations. You got to start hitting these birds. Cop faster for things you do depending on the day. Are you trying to take a BlueNSpotted best mod? Are you trying to take her off her throne? If so, let them fight. I'd like to see who wins. Okay, you've hit 2 now. Good job. Good job kicking it before you do the pain res. Because kicking it before the pain res means it's going to get double hit. Just smart. Yeah, don't be distracted. Assuming that's the one it's going to hit. That one's 99, so it's probably the one it's going to hit. But like, if they have another gen 99, it might also hit something. Another one. Yo, Husky, homie. Thank you so much for the follow, friend. I very much appreciate that. Hopefully your Monday night's treating you well. I don't know why he does that. He just gave you free jolt. I would definitely get my pain res out of him before he, like... You know they have buckle up, so you should probably, yeah, pick them up before they do something stupid. Share the throne. Oh man, I wanted to see some hands thrown. Competition is healthy. You know? Competition is healthy. Man, they really want that gen. They really, really want that gen really badly. You're also starting a fresh chase with the survivor that you haven't poked once. And leaving the gen that is 99. Not good. I'm chasing really far away from it. I'm going to leave this down to your most important takeaways, but, like, keep in mind all the things I've said throughout the video, too. There's a lot of tiny things you do that are, like, inefficient and not good. But I'm going to try to leave it to the main three, so I'm not, like, you know, the main takeaway page isn't, like, forever long. That was almost the right idea. If you put that bird a little closer, he would have got injured there. Record a 1v1, you can comment on it? Perfect. Totally perfect. Well, nice night. Good night, Apple. Appreciate you. I'm a soul nerd. Yeah, you leaving that gen when you knew it was the one that was almost done was not the brightest. That was not the best choice. You injure one person, don't chase her. You look at Cheryl, don't chase her, and then you just end up chasing nobody. I don't get the logic behind that. You gotta stop swinging and missing. There you go. That's your third birds. It might be your fourth. You're not committing to anything. That's another problem you've had this whole match. You don't commit to anything. You don't commit to chases. You don't commit to pressuring gens. You just kind of like want to do everything all at once and end up doing nothing at once. Or nothing at all, rather. You want to do everything at once, and because of that, you end up doing nothing at all. And that's why this is a bad situation for you. Why is she running out in the middle of the map? She's giving you this. She's chasing on purpose. She was literally safe and ran out of the exit gate to come hang out with you. She's being nice to you. Yeah, and you still didn't get her. Unfortunate. Unfortunately, Meg is kind of in a weird situation. The smart play would be to run across map, but she chooses not to and tries to hide. So that was silly of her. Hey, you get your final painter hook. Now hold it down, guys. There you go. Yeah, you're using a perk pack, so I can't really tell. There is one brand new part in here, which is kind of gross, and 2 event toolboxes, so that's pretty rough. But that's not why you lost this match. Honestly, you have triple slowdown. You have the exact thing you should like. You guys are like the movable force meets the irresistible object, like, or the movable object. Like 3 toolboxes, 1 per brand new parts versus 3 slowdown. Like you guys are neck and neck, or at least should be, and then you weren't. So, in terms of main takeaways for you. Obviously, the number one, you don't know how to use your power. You don't know how to use your power. Like, just in general. Like, the part you know how to do, which is torment them and hit them with birds, you're not doing correctly. And what do I mean by that? You should be tormenting them with a bird, and then sending out a row of 2 or 3 that covers a wider space. That way you can cover multiple directions that they're going, or a wider area that they're walking, and then attempt to hit them. For some reason, you're setting up 1 bird to torment and then 1 bird to try and hit, and that's not working. That's not good. That's not working out. Put more birds down to cover more areas, more pathways, and I guarantee you'll hit more of your shots. For some reason, you're also ignoring half of your base kit. like I said, if you didn't know that for the first 8 meters of a bird path, as long as it's unobstructed by like an object, it does damage. If you didn't know that, you didn't know that. But I don't know how you have what, 700 hours? No, 525. You have 525 hours in this game and you've never run into an artist while playing Survivor that did that to you? Or you've never watched a streamer injure somebody with a bird? I kind of doubt that. I kind of doubt that you don't know that, which means you're just not going for it, which means that you're literally leaving half of your kit on the table for like literally no reason. You don't even have to hit the birds. Like, you don't even have to hit the 8 meter hit thing. Just put it up as a threat. That way they get spooked and panicked and run back into you and you get a free M1. They're literally like, half of artists is literally getting free M1s, which would synergize well with your jolt that you're bringing, right? Like half of your artist hits are going to be just forcing people back into you because you put them in a lose-lose situation and then you M1 them. But I didn't see you do that literally once. I did not see you do that once. Half of this character's base kit you did not use. That'd be like playing pig and never putting down a trap. Ever. At all. You just don't do it. I like dashing. Dashing's fun, but I'm never going to put that trap down. That'd be like Pinhead literally never, ever, ever picking up the box ever. You don't take it from a survivor. You don't find it. You're just like, I'm just the chain guy. And you don't ever pick up the box. It's like clown mains who never, ever use the yellow balls. Like, not even once. That is what you did. You said half my kit. I don't care. And that's not good. We do not leave half our kit up on the table. No child of mine leaves half their kit unused. Don't do that. Second main takeaway. You were incredibly, incredibly indecisive. You tried to do everything all at once and ended up doing nothing at all. You don't commit to your chases. You don't commit to pressuring gens. You don't commit to anything. Like, you get so frazzled mid-match. You're like, okay, I'm gonna check all these gens using my birds. Okay, somebody's on that gen over there. And you'll run, you'll chase them, and you'll injure them, but you won't down them. Because you hear somebody else on a gen, you'll get distracted. You go run over to that guy, injure him, don't down him, run back. Oh, there's another person on this gen, run over them, don't even injure them, get confused, and go chase somebody else. Like, you gotta commit to something. You gotta commit to something. Because what ended up happening is, like, literally nothing at all. Literally nothing at all. You had 3 stacks of pain res at 1 gen. You had 3 stacks of pain res at 1 gen. Which means you hooked one person on a pain res hook for 4 straight gens. That is the only time you hooked somebody on a pain res hook. You literally did not exist in the mismatch. You were not a presence. You got to do something. Commit to a plan. Because kind of trying to do it all at once and you ended up doing nothing at all. So that did not work out for you. That did not work out for you. I think third, and this is a very, very small one compared to the other two. The other two are the main ones. This one's the small one. It's like, you're not good at hitting your shots yet. Some of that's patience. But there was a lot of like M1s and lunges that you were also missing. Like, you were missing a lot of your birds just because, like, you know, missed trajectory and not thinking, you know, not be like, okay, well, I didn't perceive that they go over there. Those are fine. But you're also missing birds that you clearly should have hit because they were just an easy shot, but you just, like, missed them. And I thought that was like, okay, well, like, you're still not used to your power, it seems like. But then you were just kind of like whiffing a bunch of M1s and lunges as well. So I would be a little bit more patient and kind of work on your aim. You're also not on console. Like, I thought you were on console for a little bit. Because that's more of a console thing. It's like, okay, I swing and I miss because console movement is really icky compared to PC movement. But then I looked down, like, in the middle of your match, and I saw, like, you know, press M2, like, literally the mouse button M2. Why we call it M2. You literally, it said press M2 to do the bird thing. And I was like, oh, no, you're on PC. So it's not even like a controller thing is why you're missing a lot. You're theoretically on mouse and keyboard, which is, you know, the best. So you got to work on your aim. I don't know what that means going around in custom games or in bot games and just kind of like just practicing, but like you gotta hone that because like your mechanical end, your execution into things is very poor at the moment. Now all these things may suck to hear, it may feel bad, but all of these things are in your control. All these things are in control. All these things are things that you can work on and you can change and you can get better at. So it's not like, oh, all hope is lost. It's like, you can improve on all these. You can do something about all of these. So I can't wait to see you take all this in, listen to all this, submit another artist match review like a month or 2 from now, and we go, wow, look at you hitting your birds. Look at you cutting that person off of the loop. Look at you and all your macro pressure that you're applying. I can't wait for that game. Unironically, no fibs, no lies, no exaggerations. I cannot wait for that game. So hopefully you take all this to heart, you actually, improve at all these things, and then we can be a month down the line cheering for you and be like, hey, let's go. And I'll feel good. Until then, you got a lot to work on. So I hope you work on them.